Is the TCL 6 series price warranted? And how does it stack up to other TVs? Those are the questions that I'll answer to you guys in this video. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, Tech with KG. On this channel, you'll find TV reviews, settings, discussion, and live streams. We're also going to be dabbling in some tech reviews such as soundbars pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys are a fan of any of that stuff, hit the subscribe button if it's something you are really into. And with that introduction out of the way, let's get into the TCL 6 series. Overall, the unboxing process was pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I like the way that the box lifts up over the TV and it's not one that you have to reach into to get. That's how it was on the 55-inch model that I reviewed, and I'm guessing that's how it is on the upper models as well. I want to say that the setup process was actually pretty tedious. It was a long process and it took forever to update the TV out of the box. So as soon as I got the TV out of the box, I was prompted for a system update, and the system update took about 10 minutes. And then from there, you got to set up Google TV, which can be kind of a hassle from time to time. Overall, this setup and this actual smart TV system is not one of my favorites, and I'll get into why that is later on in this video. Next, let's get into what you should definitely go and disable. Some of the modes on there, you're gonna want to disable those. So right away, you're gonna want to disable a few things before you get to setting up your picture modes. There is a few power saving functions that you're gonna want to turn off right away, and that is gonna be in the menus. I'll have a video of that right now. I'm not going to get into full settings in this video. I'll do a separate settings video for this TV because it is something that I do want to dive into. Also, I'll talk about it more on the final review as well. Okay, now let's talk about sports. I really think this TV was pretty good for sports for the most part. SDR is very, very bright. I really love this TV. The color really stuck out with sports. We were watching the NFL with the 49ers versus the Packers, and you could really see the detail in the helmets. The color just really popped off the screen, and I loved the way that it looked. And I honestly could say that this is a fantastic sports TV for anybody looking for it in this price range. Alright, now let's get into gaming. I think a lot of people are waiting to hear what this TV can do for gaming. So gaming was sort of a mixed bag in a way. There's a few things I want to point out, and I'll do a full gaming review down the line. But first I want to just say that overall gaming was pretty good for the most part. There's a caveat though, it is mostly HDR with 60 Hz that's going to give you the best picture mode. If you play HDR 120 Hz, you are limited to what you have on your customization. It does work and it seems to be the full resolution with no blur, but what I am seeing is that a lot of the stuff is disabled in the settings. So really cool picture options that you have with HDR 60 Hz are disabled with the 120 Hz. Now, technically they're not disabled, you can still select them, but they don't appear to do anything on the screen, and you can see that being demonstrated right here. This is a big deal to me personally because I just love the best picture modes possible, but I just love leaving my Xbox in 120 Hz because it does give you the best input lag available. Unfortunately, with the TCL TVs, you are sacrificing picture quality like this because you're not able to get the best picture modes and you're not able to get the best picture possible with 120 Hz at 4K resolution. Another thing you have to be aware of is VRR at 120 Hz is going to be the same sort of deal. You're not going to be able to control any of that stuff, and you're also going to have local dimming disabled. With 60 Hz VRR, you have local dimming disabled as well, though you do have access to some of the picture mode options, so that is a good thing that is in place. One thing that I did notice with VRR, unfortunately, looks like there is some inverse ghosting present, but as soon as you turn off VRR, you do not have this inverse ghosting. The THX game mode is advertised on the TCL website, though I don't see any indication of it being on or even active. It doesn't even have a THX logo anywhere on the menu screen. It's all kind of really odd that it just seems like this is missing. It might just be like what the TV is doing by default, but it's not telling you about it. but it's just odd to see it not being displayed after being advertised. But overall, I do think this is a good gaming TV for the most part if you plan on playing in 60 Hz. Those that want to leave their console at 120 Hz, you might want to aim for something a little bit better than this. I think you guys are going to be really impressed with how this TV handles movies. Next, I want to talk about movies and the overall performance of this TV when it comes to blooming and displaying black bars. So the black bars aren't going to be as good as the Neo QLEDs, but they are definitely better than the UHD, and it's not going to give you pure black bars if that's what you're looking for, but if you're using ambient light, I think you're going to be more than impressed with it. The HDR brightness is very good as well. Now when it comes to Dolby Vision, there's a note that I had here. When you are in Dolby Vision Dark, it actually lifts the black bars a little bit more than in Dolby Vision Bright and Dolby Vision IQ. For whatever reason, when you are in Dolby Vision Dark, you're getting some of that blooming, so the bars are lifted with Dolby Vision Dark. For whatever reason, I don't know, maybe that's something they can fix in a firmware update, but I did find that a little bit weird that it was on dark but not bright, so I ended up using bright more than anything, and I actually did like it a lot. And I also used Dolby Vision IQ, which seemed to work pretty good as well. Overall, when it comes to Dolby Vision and just HDR movies in general, I did really like this TV a lot. Now I want to talk about a big issue that I ran into with the TCL 6 series TVs. Pretty much the Wi-Fi system won't scan for any networks available, so you won't even see like your neighbor's Wi-Fi. You won't see any Wi-Fi at all. For some reason, when the TV turns off and turns back on, the entire Wi-Fi is disabled, and if you try to enable it, it's not enabling. Overall, let's talk about how this TV does in comparison to other TVs in the price bracket. This isn't a formal review, that will come a little bit later, but right now I gotta say this TV is better than the UHD from Hisense, and it's also better than the X90J from Sony. I think that this TV is probably the best in its price bracket, and aside from those few technical issues that I mentioned with the Wi-Fi, this is a really good TV. So if you do get this TV, definitely think about getting a different smart TV system to go along with it, like an Amazon Fire Stick or even an Apple TV. I think that you're going to maybe run into some problems with this Android/Google system, and I said the same thing about Sony TVs as well. It just seemed to sometimes not work. So the big issue is that sometimes it's just not going to scan for networks at all. So it's not your local Wi-Fi the problem, it's more just like it won't scan for any Wi-Fi networks at all, and in order for it to do that, you actually have to physically unplug the TV, plug it back in, and then automatically your Wi-Fi network is going to be read and it's gonna work. So why it does this whenever you turn off the TV, it just kind of stops working sometimes? I don't know, and I hope it is addressed in a firmware update. If you guys want to see more TV reviews, check out this playlist right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.